Oh, go on live. This is awesome. All good?
Yep.
Everything on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's great about live and little mishap. So episode 9, Q&A with Ray and Shane, Energize You. Good morning, Facebook.
Good morning.
Hope you're well. So we're talking about sleep. And I'm super pumped about this one because it's definitely, I would say, one of my challenges. You know, right? So Ray's definitely helped me a lot over the years with his treatments and little bits of advice and that. So Ray's going to use me as a patient today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I love sleep, and it's super important. It's probably it's definitely the most important thing with recovery in regards to whether you're a hardworking entrepreneur or you're in your fitness or your training or life in general. Probably the most important recovery aspect. You agree with Ray?
Absolutely.
So Ray is definitely what I would say a very knowledgeable man in this area. So I'm going to pass the baton on and.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's sleep. Such a big topic. If we think of the essential nutrients that we actually need every day just for survival, not necessarily being nourished and improving it, is air. We can't go for more than 4, 5, 6 minutes without air before we die. The next one is water. It's shown that after 3 days your system will be dead. You'll have so much irreparable damage.
Yep.
And then it's sleep. So that's the third one on the list is sleep problems. So if you're not sleeping well, there's going to be a lot of body issues and psychological and emotional issues that come up. So studies have shown that about 4 days that you could actually go without any sleep.
Wow.
Before total shutdown. And once again, by that stage, you're going to have lots of damage. You'll be paranoid, you'll have psychotic events, digestive system, brain function, nervous system function will all be seriously damaged in that time. So not many people have to go 3 or 4 days without complete sleep, but so many of us go with little continual times of deprivation of sleep. So it's like a little bit, eventually adds up to a lot. So I'm just going to check with Shane, ask him, what's his sort of sleep pattern like, and we'll just take him as an example. So Shane, talk to me about your sleep. What time do you go to sleep? What time do you wake up? And the quality.
Cool. So the last couple of years has got a lot better. I must agree. But before that, my probably first 6 to 7 years as a PT, constant late nights, early mornings, I was consistently getting 5 or less, 6 or less hours a night. From that led me into being definitely cranky in the first morning. And in the morning, a lack of energy, problems with I had a lot of challenges with my liver and kidney, which I think definitely would say would relate to that. I wasn't running as efficiently. I'd definitely say that's probably or smoothly with my energy, and so that was it. The last couple of years, one of the things I've done is started bringing staff members as a business owner to start doing the 5 a.m. starts.
Yeah, good.
Because number one is I'm naturally not my dad, he's up at 4 a.m. every day, cracking on. That's not my style. I'm up about 6:37. I go to bed about 10:30, get up at 6:30, I get my 8 hours, I'm good. And the last couple of years is definitely something that I have worked on, improved, put systems in place. And then on top of that too, the quality of sleep I would say has improved definitely over the last 12 to 18 months with little things like reading before going to bed instead of watching TV and looking at my iPhone, putting the iPhone on airplane mode.
Good.
Learning to wind down. I'm quite a yang, high energy sort of person, so meditation is also very important.
Right.
Meditation is something. To be the last couple of weeks, I haven't been as onto it as usual, but usually it's once every 2 days or 3 to 4 times a week. So, they're just some of the little things I'm working on, but I think it's also, I'm a lot happier. And my quality of sleep has improved. I'm taking magnesium, which I find helps a lot. I'm also working with my naturopath, who I know, Nikki Wood, who's a good friend of ours. She's definitely got me on these natural products, like there's magnesium. She's got me on some homeopathic stuff, which I find really helps me, calms me down a lot. So yeah, but you know, it's a battle.
It's
a battle.
It's
a battle.
Yeah. So that's fairly typical of, I feel like the average person and their sort of sleep patterns. Now, we have this circadian rhythm, and that's our sort of natural cycle of it used to be, before we had power and electricity, that the sun went down, that affects the eyes as well, and that directly affects your nervous system, and you started to calm down in preparation for rest and rejuvenation. Now, in the Chinese medicine, the seasonal times of day, the night time is like winter time. And winter time is our time where we do feel lower in energy, and it's a restorative time. And this is kidney function time a lot as well. So we should be allowing the kidneys to rest and restore in this time. Now, there are particular things that from like 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is really a time where we're sort of settling in, and this is governed by what we call the heart governor or pericardium energy, and this is our buffer for our emotions and the things that the information flow that's going in. So if you've had a stressful day, that's really a time where these things tend to sort of bubble up, you sort of settle down, you've got less busy, but they're pervading in the background. So this is why some meditation, some reading, or if you like some distraction from some of those things can be a bit calming. From 9 to 11 is the prime time of what we call our triple burner, and a lot to do with that is our endocrine system, hormonal system. So one of the things we know is that during the process of sleep overnight, it's the time where our hormones are changing, you're rejuvenating. It's actually, if you're trying to lose weight, it's your high fat burn time. Is actually while you're sleeping. So throw in things like don't have big meals late in the evening. So really ideally you should be eating between maybe 6 to 7 p.m. and then nothing else before you retire. So we say that the optimum time to go to bed is really between that 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. time. So if you can go to bed there. And then what happens is you're going through 90-minute cycles of sleep. You're going through what we call slow wave or deeper sleep, delta sleep, and then REM sleep. So REM sleep is when the rapid eye movement and your dream time. So some people have a lot of problems. There, all these different sort of dreams going on. It's actually a lighter phase of sleep, but it's that deep phase that we really rejuvenate. So it's particularly the first 3 hours of sleep is actually the most important. So really from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. and this, interesting for Shane, as he mentioned liver, this is your gallbladder liver time. So gallbladder liver is all to do with our flexibility, it's to do with the muscles and the joints of the body, it's to do with your levels of patience or impatience, your levels of anger or joy, your shouty voice or your low inside voice. All this sort of thing is when the liver should be rejuvenated. Now if you're not sleeping during that time, or if your liver is overly active, you're going to be awake. So these sorts of things happen, and then we get to the 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. time. So this is the lungs time. So if you're not breathing well, which most of us do not breathe well, we breathe too much and too often rather than too little and a lot of volume. So settling down and breathing. So a technique for you to do before you sleep is breathe. Now Shane mentioned meditation, but it may be just breathing in for a slow count of 4 or 5 and out for a slow count of 4 or 5. And that's what I do. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I focus on my breathing. Just deep rhythmic breathing. Because what this is doing is actually tapping into what we call your parasympathetic nervous system, and that's your calm, your digestion, regeneration. And that's what we want to be doing during the night, as opposed to our sympathetic system.
One thing I would add, I think I found, besides I had a bit of an impatient day yesterday, is I think I found in the last couple of years since I've really got my sleep on point, is I've become more patient. That's one thing, in ways. You know, and actually I think I've become more patient, and maybe it's a sign of getting older as well, but I definitely found probably when you first started working out in my gym, when I had the big gym about 3 or 4 years ago, I wasn't sleeping well. It was a lot of 11 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. start fall asleep, waking up 4:35 a.m. so not getting enough sleep. And you know, I'm a big guy. I'm 90 kilos. I'm not, and I don't know. This is a good question for you actually. Do I need more sleep because of my size of my weight, height, and that compared to someone that's 50 kilos and so I'm 6'1", 5'1", and 50 kilos, and 6'1" that's 90 kilos. Does the bigger person need more sleep?
Well, it's not necessarily based on your weight, it's more to do with your activities, if you like, more your health and fitness levels, really.
Yeah.
I mean, a baby needs about 17 to 19 hours of sleep a day. A teenager, probably 10 to 13 hours of sleep. Yep. So
the older you get, the less.
The older you get, the less. So on average, adults need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep. But it's getting the right thing for you, because the other thing that's happening, the other hormonal influence throughout our whole day, is from the adrenals, from the kidneys, and that's the cortisol function. So, we're sitting here in my clinic space inside of a gym, and when we go out and do high-level exercise, the body's pumping out cortisol. It's pain release, it's a stimulant for that. Now, if you're constantly in a stress state where your cortisol levels are going to be erratic, and you're going to be more in fight or flight mode. So, ideally, your cortisol levels are actually just natural in terms of good body function, peaking about 8 a.m. in the morning, and then going down, so that by the time you get to that next late 12-hour cycle, 8 p.m. at night, you should be winding right down, ready to recover that and restore that. But if you're peaking in the middle of the night, you're wide awake. You know what's happening? Because your circadian cycle is out of sync. And so we want to really avoid the stimulants, alcohol, smoking, coffee. These are things that are going to directly affect your sleep quality.
Sure. So this is a really good opportunity to, I think, give some really good value. Because I would say most of these people watching this are probably 30 plus or business owners. You know what I mean? So let's get two different areas. Let's talk about 30 plus business. I'm a prime example. You're a prime example.
I'm a 60 plus business.
He's down to about 4 hours of sleep. But what's 3 top tips? Okay, general ones. I mean, I spoke before about meditating and reading and stuff like that. But general top tips for 30 plus people that are going to help them sleep better. 3 top tips.
Well, one of the things is the EMFs, the electromagnetic fields around you. Shane mentioned, stop watching videos or the computer, iPhone, anything with that sort of bright light, that active brain stimulus going on is not going to be helping with your melatonin, the hormone that wants to be creating your deep sleep. So get rid of any of the EMFs from your room. Now, including that, I just brought in, here's my clock that I have beside my bed. It's an old style manual clock, no electricity.
I thought that was an antique.
And you can get this. Now, this is how I read my clock. But if you are going to have your iPhone or something next to you, please have it on aeroplane mode. Don't have electric clocks. Don't sleep with your head next to a PowerPoint, for instance. And
no microwaves in the bed.
And the more metal in your bed, the more of a conductor of electromagnetic fields it is as well. So things like that. In terms of sleep, now the pineal gland is also wanting to just create hormonal balancing while you sleep. And that's very much affected by light through the eyes. So make sure you're in a darkened room to sleep. I wear an eye mask, and I strongly recommend if an eye mask, the weight of that, also a little depression on your eyes, actually activates, stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Yawning activates and stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system. Laughing activates, stimulates parasympathetic nervous system.
That's what's happening when you're working out.
He's yawning, indeed. Now, pulling your ears, massaging your ears helps to stimulate, activate your nervous system as well. And then I've got these little puppies here, a couple of balls. So nice firm balls, if you rub them along the base of your cranium here and down your neck and even lie on them, that's very good. And take those balls as well and go along next to the midline of your abdomen and rub the balls up and down next to your navel, both sides, just right beside the navel. This helps activate some of the acupressure points, which will help to calm your kidney function and allow you that better sleep. The other things you want to do for your cortisol function is things like barley grass. You need more potassium, you need more magnesium. Barley grass, magnesium in food if you can get it. Otherwise, take these contents. And there's also a Luna Latte, which is a great brand for Nutriorganics. So these are from New Firm. So these are all great products to help you get a better quality sleep, and make sure you're drinking enough water
yes.
as well, because dehydration causes poor sleep. We're running out of time, folks, so I hope this gave you lots of information. Hope you get some really good sleep.
Yes, and it'll change your life, it'll change mine.
Yeah, comment, ask me any questions, I can give you some feedback. We'll put some links up to a couple of videos I've got there on how to get better quality sleep as well.
Cool.
Thanks.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye.